practice today?
That was good. Good work day. We're still just, man, we got to be intent on the areas we got to improve on. It doesn't just happen. We got to be more mindful of the areas we got to get better in. And I think we still got to improve there. And then finishing, we're going to work on that every Wednesday. We're still a team that has to learn how to finish. We're not taking anything for granted there. But it was a good day.
You sounded pretty fired up. We could hear you from here. What was the message at the end there?
Finishing, intent, being focused, being a daggone machine at the end of the game to execute and do your job and not be denied. We got to be that type of team.
Is that sometimes tough for a team to deal with a little bit of success and then build off of that? I know last year it was more the opposite, and you're trying to pull out of something.
Yeah, I mean, for me in our mindset, I think it's, that game's history. And that's why I say you got to build on the strengths and improve the weaknesses. It's not about what the score said or anything like that. It's who we need to be as a team. And we still got a lot of areas we got to keep getting better in.
I remember last year after that NC State game, you told us that this team was still trying to figure out how to win, still learning how to win. You start the season with the win, but it's obviously a lot of new guys, new faces. You feel like you guys are in a similar situation there, but farther ahead?
Yeah, we're further ahead, for sure. Because it's not just me talking about it.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of guys on that team talking about it that understand how we need to be. So I've always been a guy, I don't believe you have to improve each and every week. You're not trying to go out there and be the same team. That's never good enough. So, we're always going to push the expectations as the season goes.
When you look back at week one, how you finished by getting points on the board in the fourth quarter, getting some takeaways, was that a good first step to finishing? Yeah,
I think so. We had a fourth quarter shutout defensively. We scored, and, we were able to kind of put the game away and be in football's best play, victory, to close it out. So certainly a lot of good things the way we finished that one, but it wasn't tight.
Tucker Holloway almost took one back there in the fourth quarter. What have you seen in him in terms of punt return, and could he get more action on Saturday?
Yeah, he was coming off of a minor injury, a muscle deal, and I think you could see it on his return. He looked like Tuck for about, 3/4 of that run, and then the last little bit he kind of didn't have what he normally would have. So he's going to get better each and every week.
When you look at where you guys have punt return this time last year, now this year when you have a couple options, how refreshing is that as a coach? And do you think you'll continue to cycle both those guys through there? How's that?
Yeah, I think we got two good ones. And, when you look at the drive start battle from last Saturday, we started on like the 42 and they started on like the 19 or something. Big difference in the ball game. And a lot of that was return yardage.
Mansour saw some snaps at safety on Saturday. Do you see that continuing throughout the season, or are there other guys you want to work there too?
He and Derek Cantino both play safety.
After a game, what are kind of your new impressions, if there are any, of Ali Jennings and what kind of imprint he can have on the offense?
Yeah, I thought he played his best football since he's been here in the game Saturday. I mean, he's a good practice player, don't get me wrong, but the production, the playmaking, I hadn't necessarily seen that. Not in those big moments, and I thought he played to his capabilities Saturday.
We spoke with Mansour yesterday, and he said he feels like this is a obviously more traditional offense that he's preparing for this week as opposed to last week's tempo. How do you feel like that's going? And as somebody who used to be in that defensive room, is there an advantage to preparing for something more traditional, I guess, in that aspect?
I don't know. I think, we had to do some different things last week. We prepared differently for the tempo, and you weren't sure what to expect, and we got some things we didn't expect. But, it's always good when you have a game film from this season to evaluate and break down. And, we're familiar with the OC. Obviously he was at West Virginia last year, so there's some familiarity, which helps.
You guys are staying at the end this year instead of going to Roanoke.
Yes,
How
sir.
different is that? Does that help at all?
Yeah, I'm going to tell you, man, hats off to administration, for getting that done. It was a big deal. Hotel Roanoke treated us great, great place, but from a proximity standpoint, with the way we need to recruit, the way we need to have our staff at the hotel, also at the facility, going back and forth, that road trip, it just made more sense. And the guys are still navigating the in a little bit, getting used to it. finding the shortcuts, but it was very nice to be there.
We saw Marv during our brief period working diligently with the linebackers. How have they accepted the teaching of the corrections from Saturday and trying to make sure they're in the right assignments on Saturday?
Yeah, they know. I think they know they got all eyes on them. You know, our run fits were not good Saturday, and so that's been a big emphasis. That's probably the number one area defensively that we might got to make sure we improve on. Purdue's got a nice running attack. They do. They got a good back. They got a good sized line. I think they're coached up well. You know, they're looking at that film right now, licking their chops.
We asked you a little bit about Will Johnson yesterday. Just kind of wanted to expand on him. What have you seen out of him in practice that's made you go, okay, I can trust this guy in a game?
Yeah, well, he's still got a lot of getting better to do. He's one of those linebackers, right, that had some fits that weren't where they needed to be, and we're looking for some improvement out of him.
How important is Alan Tisdale, being that veteran guy, being able to put his arm around Jaden and coach him up through those moments?
Yeah, you know, Alan has that sense of maturity and natural leadership. He's been through a lot in his time here. He's very valuable that way.
You know, just so you guys know, Saturday's game's not quite a sellout yet, but hopefully.
Yeah, we're close. That's what we're looking for. The fans were awesome last weekend, obviously. You know, so we're, you know, buy them tickets. Let's go. Come cheer on the Hokies. High noon. It don't get any better than that.
You had the
You know, Big Ten team.
I think you said yesterday like 4 different guys had IVs during the game. You have to do anything different in terms of hydration
Just
with a noon game? Especially.
we're coaching and educating hydration. To me, and to our sports science and dietitians, you know, that's all week long, and it's not just drinking water on Saturday. It's your diet on Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It's your hydration Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It's your sleep patterns. It's all of it. We got to do a better job there, and we're talking about it every day right now.